Today we're going to be doing 5th grade lesson 1, place value to hundred thousands. Write each number in word form and in expanded form. For number 1, we know that this 25 is in the thousands, so we would write 25,000 and then 078, which is just 78. And then to write this in expanded form, we would look at the left digit, which is 2, and then we know that this is in the 10,000s, so this would just be 20,000 plus 5 next, 5,000, and then 0, so just 0, plus 7, which is in the tens, so 70, and then just plus 8. Next, we do the same thing as number 1, but now we have 100,000s. But we do the same format, so we follow 693,000, and then 412 here, so 412. And then we know that this 6 is in the 100,000s, so 600,000 plus 90,000 plus 3,000. And remember, we're just following this order going left to right. Plus 400 plus 10 plus 2. For number 3, we would do, since we know that this 151 is in the hundred thousands, we would go 151,000 and then 940 right here. 940. Now same thing. 1, we know this is in the hundred thousands. 100,000 plus 50,000 plus 1,000 plus 900 plus 40, and then the last is 0, so just plus 0. And keep in mind that when you add these numbers all together, you should get this number again. Okay, moving on. Write the value of each underlined digit in short word form. So we know that this goes ones, tens, hundreds, and thousands. So if we look at where the 3 is, this is in the ones, tens, hundreds. Now look at number 5, it goes into the ones, tens, hundreds, and the thousands. Looking at number 6, this goes into the ones, tens, 100s, thousands, and although it's in another place, it is still in the thousands, as this whole area is the thousands. So it would just be thousands. So once again, ones, tens, 100s, and then we see that it's still in the thousands, so this is also thousands. Now read each number, then write it in short word form. So if we read them out, this would be 6,780. And then we would just write it as 6,780. And same thing for number 9. In this case, the 48 is in the thousands place. So we would say 48,000 and then the 309, 309. For number 10, we would say the 586 first in the thousands. So we would say 586,000 and then 147. For number 11, we would say 870 first. So 870,000, 100, and then 48. Okay, moving on. Write each number in standard form. So now we're basically doing the reverse of what we just did. So here we would say 8,000. Here we can see 8,752. Sound it out. 8,000. So that's in the thousands place. And then we know just 752. Boom. And then for 13, 240,000. So put the 240, comma, and then add the 357. Same thing, 872,000, comma. But then, since it's just a 12, we don't write 12 here like this. But since this is in the ones and the tens, and the hundreds is just 0, then we would just add a 0 here. So 0, 1, 2. For 15, 140,004. So 140,000. So we know 140, comma, and then if it's just 4, that means the tens and the hundreds is empty, so 004. For 16, 830,304. It would be 830 and then comma 304. So just 304. 17, 300,000 plus 5,000 plus 30 plus 1. We just add this all up together and then we get 305,031. 31. Remember to put the hundreds place, even if there is a 0. 900,000 plus 10,000 plus 4,000 plus 60. We would do 900, 10,000, 4,000 plus 60. So 060. 60,000 plus 5. So just 60. Hundreds and tens are empty. And then 5. And then 800,000 plus 800 plus 8. This would just become 800,000. Add the 800. We know that there's a 0, nothing in the tens. And then add the 1, 8. Moving on. Use the data to answer problems 21 to 22. So the data is this. Facts about California parks. Kings Canyon Park is larger than Sequoia Park. Redwood Park is smaller than Sequoia Park. Yosemite Park is larger than Kings Canyon. And then if we look at the questions, which California park is the largest? Which California park is the smallest? So we can try visualizing this, where let's say Kings Canyon Park is marked by a K. Sequoia Park is marked by an S. Redwood Park is marked by a R. Yosemite Park is marked by a Y. Okay, so we know that Kings Canyon Park is larger than Sequoia Park. So if we visualize it, K is clearly bigger than S here. And then we know that Redwood Park is smaller than Sequoia Park. So let's say K is this big, then Sequoia Park is slightly smaller, and then Redwood Park, so R, is smaller than Sequoia Park. Yosemite Park is larger than Kings Canyon, so the Y would be bigger than the K, because Yosemite Park is bigger than Kings Canyon. So the K would be this big, the largest of them all. So which California park is the largest? It would be K, which is Kings Canyon. Which California park is the smallest? Uh, if we look at the visual diagram, we can see that R, which is Redwood Park, is clearly the smallest of them all. Word problems. Brazil has 552,191 square miles of protected land, more than any other country. What is the value of each 5 in 552,191? What is the value of each 1 in 552,191? So, we could see that the each 5 in the number 552,191 is, there's 2 of them here. So we can see that there's 50,000 and then there's 500,000. So we could write out the first 5 is worth 500,000. The other one is 50,000. Value of 1 in this number is 100. And then just 1. The next one, Greenland has 379,345 square miles of protected land. Write this number in standard form. Okay, so 379,000. We could write that out. 379 5,000, so comma, 345. So we could just put that, 345. Mixed review and test prep. So to solve for these, we subtract these two numbers, so 5,000 minus 4,691, where you could solve for this through subtracting like this. So 0 is smaller than 1, 10, and then we subtract 10 minus 1, 9. We take out a 10 here, but then since we borrowed one from here, we carry it over, so we get 9, and then it becomes 0 here. This, since it's a 0, 10, we borrow one, and then it becomes 9 since we also borrowed one. So 3, and then this just cancels out. 4 minus 4 is 0, so we get 309 for our answer. So same thing for 26, but for addition, so 832 plus 428. If we add this up, we get 0, or we get 10, so we carry the 1 over. Then we get 5, and then add this 1, so we get 6. 8 plus 4 is 12, and then our answer is 1260. For 27, 6,290, 6,290 minus 95, get the 10, 5, we have to carry it over, so this becomes 8, and then since we don't have enough, we have to add 10, carry it over. So 18 minus 9 is 9, bring the 1 down, bring the 6 down. So we get 6,195. For 28, we're multiplying these. So 2 times 47, 47 times 2. So 7 times 2 is 14. So we put a 4 here, and then carry the 1 over. And then 4 times 2 is 8, and then add the 1, so 94. And then 7 times 60, 60 times 7. 0 times 7 is 0, and then 6 times 7 is 42, so we just put it here. And then we get 420. 9 times 23 is 23, 9. We multiply the 3 and the 9, so we get 27. Put the 7, carry the 2 over, and then 2 times 9 is 18, and then we add the 2. So we get 207 here. A number has 3 digits. The hundreds digit is half the ones digit. The 3 digits add up to 11. The tens digit is greater than the sum of the other 2 digits. What is the number? Okay, so we know that the number has 3 digits. Hundreds digit is half the ones digit. So let's look at the hundreds digit. For the first option is half the ones digit. So this digit should be half of the first digit, and in this case it makes sense. But then let's read on. So the 3 digits add up to 11. So 1 plus 8 plus 2, that should add up to 11, which it does. 1 plus 8 is 9, 9 plus 2 is 11. So that adds up. The tens digit is greater than the sum of the other 2 digit. So the tens digit, 8, it should be greater than the sum of the other 2 digits. So 182 has 8 in the tens place. So 8 should be greater than 1 plus 2, which is 3, but it is greater. So we know that A is our answer choice.